97% of YouTube channels never hit 1,000 subscribers, even less make $1. So why is it that some creators repeatedly launch channels, get millions of views, and start rapidly growing businesses on a limited budget? I am one of those people, so I'll tell you. They understand their audience, YouTube, business, and they're focused on strategy. Not vanity metrics like subscribers, likes, comments, or even views. You need to stop following all that bad advice. This isn't just another one of those channels because, as I've proven in other videos on this channel, I've done this multiple times with multiple channels in multiple niches. So in this video, you're getting the exact system to go from 0 to $1 million on YouTube without chasing trends, burning out, or posting 100 random videos hoping that something sticks. You'll learn what to double down on, what to completely ignore, and why YouTube is the best marketing platform in the world. This isn't just theory, it's a roadmap. So if you're serious about building a YouTube channel that actually makes money, let's get into it. Now, from the start, if you've got a pranks channel chasing virality, this isn't going to work. However, if you're building a channel around your expertise, product, or business, and you want to drive serious revenue, this is exactly what you've been looking for. This system is built for creators who solve real problems like consultants, coaches, info product founders, SaaS owners, service providers, anyone using content to attract, educate, and convert. But how do I know it works? I've seen it across multiple niches, channel types, and audience sizes. Some of the best results include a new channel with less than 10,000 subscribers that generated $32,000 in 1 weekend, a single video that banked 320,000 euros and took less than 48 hours to make, and a company that built itself on YouTube and then sold the business in under 4 years for $160 million. That's totally bonkers, right? The best part is sustainable. You don't need a huge team, although that can make it go faster, and you don't need to post daily, and you certainly don't need to go all Mr. Beast with your content. You just need the system, an audience, a simple offer, and a solution to the problem. So now that you know that it works, let's break down the strategy and the steps for maximum efficiency. But before, if you're serious about business and YouTube, I'd recommend subscribing now, because every video on this channel that's being posted in the future is designed to help you scale faster and avoid painful mistakes. So let's get one thing straight from the start. We're not building this business on YouTube's AdSense, affiliate links, or sponsorship deals. Those models give you limited control, reduced margins, and honestly, as I've found out in the past, getting paid can be a nightmare. If you're here to build a YouTube business, you want to come at it differently. Now, most advice tells you to chase search traffic, which can be helpful, but it doesn't help us build repeat viewership, an authentic connection, and ultimately, trust. Worse still, search viewers conflict with YouTube's algorithm and what it wants to see, which means your channel doesn't dominate that top spot on the homepage every time a potential customer comes back. So to be clear, this strategy targets buyers, builds re-engagement, and then when they come back for free, unlike paid advertising, you get to convert. So what's going to take you from 0 to $1 million? I've broken this answer down into 13 different stages, but first 30 seconds for complete clarity. Most creators quit too soon, not because the system failed, but because their expectations did. The reality is success and growth on YouTube isn't linear. Sometimes you're riding the algorithm, other times you're swimming against the tide. The biggest winners just focus on the inputs, and then when the current shifts, they explode ahead. This system is designed for compound growth. A subtle 10% improvement now does not mean a 10% increase in views and revenue later. This is the beauty of YouTube. If you focus on what I'm about to share in the next 2 to 3 months, you'll likely have set yourself up the foundation for 6 or 7 figures in the next year or two. Plus, it will help you avoid the burnout loop. Compound leverage is the goal here. Be ruthless with your energy. Don't waste a second. Now, on that note, let's get to step 1. So most YouTube creators fail before they even start, not because they lack the skill or motivation, but because they never ask a simple question. Is this the right market to build in for both content and business? Before your product, you need clarity on 3 things: audience value, who are you helping and how urgent or valuable are their problems? Content demand, are people actively seeking this knowledge or solution via content? And third of all, commercial intent. Are they already buying products, services, or software in this niche? Your goal is not to just validate a product idea, you're validating a YouTube channel concept, a business model, and a strategy to get them all to tie together. They must be aligned. Ask yourself, is there a clear, reachable audience with real pain and ambition here? Are other creators or businesses making money with something similar, and can I bring something unique here? I'm sure there's more, but that could be a sharper angle, more real world experience, better packaging, or a more direct path to their solution. Now the point here is you don't need all the answers, but you do need direction. Otherwise, you'll end up creating scattershot videos for an audience that doesn't come back and convert, or building a product nobody actually asked for. Yes, this first step isn't glamorous and you won't instantly see a reward for completing it, but it will save you months of wasted effort, pain, and multiply results and growth later on. If the market is too small, too broad, too broke, or too cold, everything that follows is so much harder. Plus, you'll find yourself in a right fluster if things do take off. Now, step 2 is also absolutely vital, and it's where millions of creators go wrong because they build backwards. They start posting content and then figure out what they're selling later. Having done it, I can tell you it's really stressful mistake to make. Smart creators start with the offer and use content to attract and convert the right people into it. After all, your YouTube channel is your funnel. Every video builds awareness, trust, and demand. So if you want to build a business that scales fast, you have to be ready from day one. Here's how to do it. Start with a draft sales page. Not the final version, just a headline, a few key bullet points and the result, transformation, or system you're offering. Don't have a product yet? That's the point. Build the promise first and then shape the product around it. After all, it will probably evolve and we don't want to waste our time or energy. And offer a simple opt-in for potential customers so you can retarget them later. More on that in a moment. Now, doing this first forces you to focus on clarity. If you can't explain the value of your offer in a few sentences, it's not ready. Think of this as part of the extended research. An offer is how you test if your positioning, niche, and business model makes sense before you spend months building it. Now, it depends what your business is, but testing demand and needs is ideal with things like an early bird pre-sale, direct consulting calls, or a small test cohort. Now, pricing matters. High ticket is the fastest route to 6 or 7 figures, especially within a high value niche. But for this early stage, it's worth offering significant discount whilst being upfront with those who opt in. Building a connection with this early group of customers means you have an audience to validate with, promote to, and further refine the product or service. Notice how this isn't about rushing to sell. It's about carefully building with intention. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to set expectations and clearly communicate. Do it right, and step 3 is a breeze. So now that you've mapped out your offer and validated the demand, it's time to define what you're actually selling. Most creators rush into courses or coaching and they can work, but they're not always the best answer. You want a product that clearly delivers the outcome that your buyers want, isn't tied to your time personally, that's very important, and fits your skill set, marketplace, and financial goals. Oh, and it's really helpful if you're passionate about it too. Some of the smartest creators have done this brilliantly. Alex Hormozi has built scalable service businesses and equity-based deals. Every video drives qualified leads. Pat Flynn built a massive affiliate business and systemized it to run with minimal input. And Ali Abdaal started by teaching in public, then scaled his best content into evergreen, high-leverage products. You don't need to copy them, but you do need to pick something that solves a specific problem you can provide right now and won't break under scale. Maybe that's a $50 subscription, maybe it's a $5,000 program. The key is clarity. Now, finally, we have the foundation of something really special, something that's got the potential to drive massive revenue when buyers show up, which is where YouTube magic comes in with step 4. If you want your YouTube channel to drive revenue, your videos can't just be good. They need to create trust, authority, and service demand. People need to leave them feeling like they got some real really valuable insight from someone who knows what they're talking about. This is what I call buyer trigger content. It's also why the first videos on this channel shared back-end analytics to other channels that I own. Proof through having actually done it is the best way. Unlike many of the gurus who are out there who just make money from showing you how to make money. Think about someone like Alex Hormozi for a second. When people think about scalable offers or building $100 million business, his face is front and center because he's done it. Plus, he's built a strong association with strategic, focused, value-dense content that consistently speaks to his ideal buyers. Yep, he's been using this system too. Your job is to do the same. Pick a problem, build belief-shifting content around it, and make sure your channel is the place for people when they need the solution. Here's a checklist to make sure you're doing it right. Does the content clearly solve one specific problem? Is there a "this is for me" moment in the first 60 seconds? Does it create belief shifts, not just surface level tips? Are there key takeaways validated with actual proof? And is there a natural bridge to your offer or its core problem? Will someone finish this and feel compelled to act? If the answer isn't yes to all of those questions, pause and refine. The biggest mistake in the world of YouTube is this false belief about views and subscribers. If they're not linked to business and revenue, they're vanity. And as Will Smith once said, there's nothing worse than being famous and broke. Now YouTube really wins here because it's the only platform that builds real human connection through long form video, has viewers who come with intent to watch and learn, not just scroll past in 5 seconds, and pays you to market your own business. When you get buyer trigger content right, your channel becomes an inbound sales machine. Every upload builds leverage and authority. Every video moves multiple people closer to working with you, and that is the game. Now let's keep building here with step number 5. Positioning is huge. Just like a good video with a bad thumbnail, nobody is going to get to the most important part or coming back if they don't know what you're all about. If your content is all over the place, even if the videos are amazing, viewers and the algorithm don't know what you stand for. And if YouTube doesn't know who to recommend to you, you get absolutely nothing. The algorithm isn't guessing, it's pattern matching. If someone finds your video about hiring a team and then the next upload is about journaling habits or meditation, you've just created a negative feedback loop. No click, no return, no promotion on the homepage. It's that simple. That's why you need tight positioning if you want to grow fast. Your channel needs to solve a specific cluster of problems for one specific type of person over and over again. That's how you become known for something, and by extension, turn viewers into leads, buyers, and superfans. Again, Alex Hormozi is a great example of this. Whether you agree with his style or not, his positioning is razor sharp. He helps entrepreneurs scale their offers to 8 figures and beyond. Every video, post, and product reinforces that message, which is exactly why the audience sticks, buys, and spreads the word. You need the same level of clarity here. This is a test to find out if you're there yet. Load up your channel's video page, find someone who doesn't already know what it's about, and show them for a maximum of 3 to 5 seconds. Now, ask them, what does this channel help people with? If you don't get the same 3 answers, you've got some work to do here. Many don't even consider it, but this actually affects your click-through rates later on. If YouTube and viewers know exactly what you're about and who you're targeting, there's an increased chance that your videos will end up in front of the right viewers. And the result, if your content's good, is that viewers binge watch and then growth accelerates. You're creating a positive feedback loop that repeatedly promotes your hard work, which leads me directly onto step number 6, packaging. You can create the best video in your niche, but if your title and thumbnail isn't right, you've lost before you've started. If they don't click, they don't watch. If they don't watch, they don't buy. Now, bad videos with good packaging often outperform good videos. Packaging is not decoration or an afterthought. It's deliberately planned. Before you start making the video, not something that you think about when it comes to upload time. For educational creators, simplicity is important. You're trying to attract self-qualified buyers, not bait masses of people into watching. Curiosity videos can help, and they have a place in the overall strategy, but clarity converts. Here's a simple 3-step formula. 1, lead with the outcome. For example, if you're Alex Hormozi, some good titles might be, I blew up a business through 3 small changes, just copy me, or copy this marketing strategy, it will blow up your business. 2, make the title speak directly to one person with one problem. Hormozi does this repeatedly on his channel. Just look at this video's title. If you're ambitious and you're in your 20s or 30s, please watch this. And 3, pair it with a thumbnail that visualizes the result. This thumbnail does it exactly with his how to get ahead of 99% of people video. Charts, dollar amounts and blueprints are all ideal for his channel. Just remember to keep it simple. Over-designed thumbnails are often confusing and confusion kills clicks. We're not looking for a mass market appeal here, but we don't want to exclude people either. The takeaway here is really simple. You want your packaging to speak directly to the problem that your viewer wants solved. And by the way, if you're building a business and you want my help, there's a link in the description down below. Now, here's the big one, step 7. If there's one skill that ties everything together from your videos to your sales, it's writing. Not copywriting in the sleazy 10x your income with this scandalous secret way, but clear, persuasive, human writing that makes your ideal viewer feel like you're inside their head. This isn't just about your script writing. Writing affects your titles and thumbnails that are in step 5, and your offers and sales in step 2, and your emails, videos and hooks, and even your call to action. Creators who learn how to write well grow a brand faster, sell more and delegate less because they're more efficient. Here's a simple way to sharpen your writing immediately. First of all, write like you speak, but tighter. Read your script aloud. If it sounds weird coming out of your mouth, it will sound weird when it comes to recording the video. Second, cut the filler. No, hey guys, welcome back. Start with something sharp, grab attention and deliver value fast. Third, use an active tone and short sentences. Punchy writing often means punchy delivery. And fourth, one idea per sentence, one emotion per paragraph. Don't try to say everything at once. Let your message breathe. But great writing alone isn't enough. You need to structure good ideas and keep viewers watching. So what does? Storytelling. Now, you haven't got to go all Hollywood, but even if it's an educational video that's like 8 minutes long, you need to connect with the viewers. The simplest way to do it, use the 3-act structure. Here's a basic overview for YouTube. Act 1, hook their attention fast and introduce a problem or a setup that follows. The purpose is to pique the viewer interest and get them qualified to watch more. Act 2, the journey shares insight, tactics and strategy to resolve a problem. Viewers are by your side here. They're feeling the problem and the solutions that you encounter. And then Act 3, the resolution is where the video climaxes and shows an outcome. Now, it could be transformational, a win, or educational failure. Just make sure that it has value for them. If your content is confusing, bloated, or scattered, it usually means your thinking is too. A good structure smooths out this before you even get into the weeds of writing. A solid structure means better writing, which means more retention and, of course, more sales. Oh, and more views. This is why so many top YouTube entrepreneurs like Dan Coe, Cody Sanchez and Ali Abdaal write daily. Your content starts with your thinking and your thinking shows up in your words. Now the writing phase and step 8 becomes a lot easier. So by now you've got the foundations in place. Audience clarity, offer, positioning, writing. So let's actually talk about making those videos. But first, let's address a common trap. Overproduction. Yes, quality matters, a sharp image, a decent microphone, a clean set. These things show that you're serious and viewers make snap judgments. But it doesn't mean you need a $5,000 camera or to be an editing wizard. You're not an entertainment channel. You're not trying to be the next Casey Neistat. You're here to help solve a problem, deliver your expertise and make money fast. Now, unless you've already got a lot of cash sloshing about, it's best to save money anyway. Here's a no fuss quality checklist. In terms of camera, use what you've got. A modern phone is fine. If you can stretch, a Sony ZV-E10 or similar gives strong return on investment. In terms of lighting, this matters more than the camera. Buy a softbox or sit near a window. Now, when it comes to audio, viewers will tolerate average video, but they won't listen to bad audio. Spending $100 on a microphone will go a long way here. In terms of your actual set, just keep it clean, clear and consistent. You don't need fancy shelves with neon lights. You want the viewer's attention on you. Then comes the editing. simple cuts, subtitles if you have a thick accent, and light text. If the budget allows it, I'd recommend employing an editor. Although it's not crucial in the beginning, places like Upwork, Fiverr and YouTube Jobs have stacks to choose from. Hiring an editor saves a ton of time and, in truth, they'll do it a lot better than you would anyway. A few images and screen recordings are great to back up the points that you're making, but if you're spending 12 hours per video adding slick transitions, you're wasting your time on things that the audience just doesn't really care about. Remember, your viewer is here for answers, not cinematography. You're being judged on the value of your insight that you're actually providing, much like this video. Now, aside from this, you just need to hit publish. Worrying about tags and category settings are pointless. YouTube is more advanced than that. What matters most is the value-rich content and strong positioning, focused messaging, and the repeatable structure. Now, first impressions matter, but reputation and consistency matters more. Don't let perfectionism kill consistency. The best business creators get in the reps, learn fast and improve on camera, not behind the scenes with multiple takes. Now, we're getting somewhere here, so on to step 9. Domination. In reality, you want to be known for one thing. It's what qualifies you as an expert. Most creators do the complete opposite, chasing views. They make helpful, interesting or motivational content, but they aren't aiming for a monopoly. As a result, the audience doesn't remember or respect them. If you want to build $1 million business fast, you need to claim a space and dominate it. It means being crystal clear on the problem that you're solving, the person that you help, and the point of view that you have, even if you disagree with others. Clarity here isn't optional. It's what makes your content bingeable, your offer desirable, and your channel sticky. This is how you become the go-to person for your niche. But, and this is crucial, dominating your space doesn't mean obsessing over views right now. This stage is about inputs, not outputs. Commit to more content, make it sharper, refine your positioning, improve your packaging, and learn more about your audience. You're laying foundations for an unstoppable machine, not chasing vanity metrics. This is exactly what I'm doing on this channel, and I've committed to publishing 150 videos before I make any major decisions. I'll analyze and improve along the way, of course, but the real results come from compound leverage and data, not guessing. You're building an educational channel like this one and expecting traction after 4 or 8 uploads, you're probably going to be disappointed. Think about dominating your space in a year's time and then do the reps. You have to commit. Rapid growth comes from repeat recognition, which is the perfect segue onto step number 10. YouTube is where you earn attention and build a human connection. Retargeting is where you leverage the financial output. I once made a ridiculous amount of money in one weekend. Now, I'm not going to flex the numbers here because 1, it'd probably upset a few people, and 2, I hate that kind of bragging, but the point is this. The big money didn't come directly from the videos. It came from retargeting a relatively small email list that was built on YouTube. This small detail is significant. It must not be ignored. Together, these two elements are a huge financial multiplier. So here's the strategy. Always have a simple opt-in form from the start. A headline, a sub-headline, a form, no fancy design, just a clear promise. Here's the problem that I'll help you solve with, join my list. Now, when should you start emailing that list? Not immediately. In the early days, your focus should still be on improving your content and driving more people to the list, not writing newsletters. You want to wait until the system is in full flow and there's around 500 people that have opted in. Until then, just focus on growing it. Do this by adding the links to each of your videos, which should be pretty relevant. So add your link beneath every video, frame it as a solution. When you hit 500 contacts, start slow, perhaps 1 email a month. Then once you're at 1,000, move on to 1 email a week. Now here's what to write. Don't overthink it. You don't need to sound smart. Just be helpful and address the problem that you're solving. Don't waste their time. The aim here is to write quality emails to your list that they actually want. If you can become the person whose emails get opened every time, it's game over. You've won. Bear in mind, all the while your video catalog will be building, and with the views and deeper connection compounding, now is time to reap the benefit in step 11. Now, you've already done the hardest part, so don't rush ahead and stuff this up. You need to pick the right time to launch proper. But how do you know when's right? Don't guess. consult your data. It will tell you when the audience is hot and ready. Here's what to look for: 2,000 to 3,000 views per video within a week of release. Depending on your niche, the numbers might vary a little bit. You're looking for returning viewers, available on your analytics tab. You can see it here. 1,000 to 2,000 email subscribers is ideal. Again, look at your metrics. You want to see at least 40% of them being opened. This is a clear sign that you've built up some goodwill. YouTube comments will also quite literally be telling you. It's mad how many people ignore this. If people are asking you for your help or email you or ask for a DM, they're invested. Depending on what other social media accounts and emails that you have in public, you'll probably receive some outreach too. The more signals that you see, the better your odds of successful launch. Now, here's the nuance. If you can afford to, then wait a little. Immediate money is nice, but holding off is the power move. Increased demand and limited supply allow you to command what you're actually worth. Don't sell yourself short. Price, just like expertise, alignment, trust, repeat viewership, and retargeting, is a multiplier. Notice how this system uses all of those components for maximum leverage. So assuming you've completed every single step until this point, it's time to pull the trigger and launch your core offer. Now at this point, the urge is to sit back and count the dollars, but it'd be a mistake. The first version of any product or service is not its best. You need to optimize and iterate for both your YouTube channel and product or service. In my experience, the best solution is to create a feedback loop. I'd advise the following 4-point structure. 1, audit your data periodically. Set 30 minutes a week or a month to ask, what is the most watched video in the past 28 days? What's my highest click-through rate and why? Which video has the best watch time and comments, and which video drove the most email signups? Patterns will emerge pretty quickly. Then move on to the second point: improve and adapt. Looking at your answers, ask yourself, could I improve the thumbnail or title for more clicks? Is there a follow-up video that I can make that goes deeper? Should I add a stronger call to action to my list or offer? This is where the 80-20 thinking pays off. One small tweak to a winning video can outperform 10 new uploads. Then step 3, track conversions, not just views. If your video got 10,000 views, that's great. But how many joined your list? How many clicked your offer? How many paid you? Views alone are a vanity metric. So don't get caught in the trap. Track the business activity that you've actually received. That's where the money lives. And then the fourth step, improve your offer and product. Don't just think about your YouTube metrics, you want to delight your customers too. Don't forget that the biggest win of all is getting positive customer reviews and repeat business. You want to improve your offer and conversions, but word of mouth and recommendation is the best marketing tool for any business. You don't need any new ideas and products every week. You need a system that compounds and delivers results. Creators who build million-dollar businesses don't just post more, they optimize ruthlessly and iterate fast. Just look at Alex Hormozi over the last few years. Now, there's one last thing to mention here. It's a tiny shift that makes a profound difference. Top-level operators know it, but quite honestly, until you've actually lived it, it's harder to appreciate. But hear me out. Your perspective dictates your immediate actions right now, which in turn affect how quick you achieve your goal. A lot of people out there have the right skills, but not the right view and attitude. The fastest route to $1 million is strategic, well thought out and realistic. Expect some videos to flop. Expect to question yourself. Expect there to be problems and commit for an extended period now. And it will change what you do for the better. The winners and overnight successes are nearly always people who did this. They're focused, clear, and intentional, even when things aren't going right. Especially when things aren't going right. Now, don't mistake this for a motivational talk. The final step is to create a practical framework you can lean on and check in with mentally as you weather the storm. Now, a few simple suggestions might be: set an extended timeline and keep it. Be specific. Articulate why you're actually doing it and why it matters. Emotional reasons are the best. Make a short list of things that are likely to go wrong and then check in with them when they do. And create yourself a few rules to maintain consistency, like upload cadence. Make a short not to do list. You want to protect your time and focus. Surround yourself with people that will help you get through this. Growing any business is a challenge. The key is to do it the most effective way. I believe that this roadmap, with all of its leverage and all of its multipliers, is the most efficient way. So what are you waiting for?